welcome to Magic with Madison Vlogmas Day 12. So we're almost halfway through Vlogmas. I can't believe that we're already at day 12 out of 24. So super exciting to be at this point. Still have bit remnants of a cold, so that's a bit annoying. But so far I had the greatest day. Went to dinner at my cousin's yesterday and woke up this morning and had great coffee and conversation with them. And then came back home, had some breakfast with my mom, my partner, and then we went to the grocery store in Canada, which is always kind of fun because it's so different from back home in the UK. And then we also just came home and relaxed. I even took a nap today, which is really out of the ordinary for me, and got quite a bit of good knitting time. So let's quickly talk about my project at the moment, and then let's go ahead and open those advents and talk a little bit about some books. All right, here goes. So for that lonely knitter, I'd say I'm about 1 or 2 rows off from the toe. I keep feeling like I'm gonna finish this faster than I have. So we'll see how that goes. When you look at, yeah, I just feel like it's definitely almost there. Really, really beautiful and super fun and hopefully super cozy and comfy as a hand knit sock. So a little bit colorful, a little bit different, but fun nevertheless. So let's see how that turns out. Say, yeah, a few more rows and then I will be making the toe. So I'm quite excited about that. I've got my stitch markers in place for the toe and we'll be hopefully finishing that tonight. So like I said, I'll go back to my lace and fade boxy as soon as this sock is done, but because I had lots of things going on, I haven't knitted as much today as I would have liked. And I think that I've just been a bit slow. So yeah, I really have to get faster with knitting my lace and fade if I really want that moving. Thankfully, like I said, I've got other presents to give away. So that's all good. Alrighty, so let's get cracking on opening these advents. First up, the Fibre Fox. Oh, exactly as I thought. It's this deep aubergine purple with lots of great speckling. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's look at that in contrast with the 2 other colors, recent ones. So this is the start of that purple family. We have that variegation going into that deep, deep purple. I love how that's turned out. And I'm just really obsessed with how Georgie and Ben play with color and really up that variegation and allow it to fade. And I really can't wait to see how that comes together in my boxy by Joji Locatelli. Obviously that's a long-term project, which I will take on more after I finish my lace and fade boxy. But really, really loving those colors. Let's move on. And next we have the Skein and the Stitch Advent Calendar. Alrighty, we've gotten into these deep blues. I wasn't sure if Jess of Skein and the Stitch was going to go into these deep blues, but I love this color. It's so beautiful. Let's look at it with the other colors from these colorways. So we definitely see that darkening there. It's really, really gorgeous. We've got a little bit of grayish blues going into that deep blue. Excuse my slight wheeze, that cold is really hurting me, but I'm loving this variegation that we're going into, this darkness and depth, this brocade fabric kind of makes me think of kind of Georgian balls and midnight somehow. Maybe it makes me think of Cinderella. Loving that, so beautiful. So we'll see how that plays into what I want to make with it. So I'm still conflicted in terms of my lace and fade boxy, not sure if I want to keep it this way in terms of having that fade end in the pink family. I think I do. I think that fade will be beautiful in the pink family, but now I'm really unsure about how I want to make the next object, whether I want it to be a Diagon Alley jumper by Fable Knitwear, or if I want it to be some other jumper, maybe the stripes on a more muted jumper, so either a gray or a beige, or if I just want to do something else completely. Let me know what you think and what these colors make you think of. Maybe link some Ravelry projects down below, and yeah, just give me some input about where you think this jumper should be going. If it should be a jumper, maybe it should be a shawl. I do think that the variegation would make a really nice shawl, but I don't wear shawls as often as I would like, so I think I'd prefer a jumper. So let's see. Lastly, we have the Skein and the Stitch last day of the Stitch Marker Advent.
So many a time before, and if you've been really good, it's true, Santa Claus has got something for you. Oh yeah.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed those and that progression of color. I'm really loving watching these colorways evolve, and it's really fun having both calendars be fades. So really, really enjoying that. When it comes to literature today, I am at a loss as to what to chat about in terms of, I haven't progressed with Babel, so I thought I'd bring up Tamora Pierce again and talk about a bit of a series that I didn't talk about last time. So not the Crafty series, but the Alana series. Well, the Alana series is about a female knight. You start with her in childhood, and she pretends to be a boy for most of her knighthood education, and then eventually gets her knighthood and reveals that she is a young woman. And it's quite a big controversy, and there's a lot of court intrigue and magic and spells and great things. It's a book series that I really, really enjoyed when I was younger, and that I reread as a comfort book series. So I don't know if other people do this, but one of the things that I do is when I'm feeling like I need a bit of comfort and a bit of return to normalcy, or a bit of kind of, yeah, just nostalgia is not the right word for it, but somewhat nostalgia, and some of it is just comfort and happiness. I love to reread book series. So the Alana series is one of those classics for me that I reread all 4 books, and I get that sense of comfort. I get to live in that world again for a period of time, and I really, really enjoy it. So that's one of my Tamora Pierce comfort reads. The Tamora Pierce series has kind of the Alana world, where there's another few series that are part of that. Happy to chat about those some other day. And then the world that I've already talked about, which is of Sandry's book, and that has its own other world. So those two don't cross, but this series crosses with some other series that she's written. And I love to see the integration of multiple characters, and you get to see the world from different perspectives, and you get to revisit other characters that you've been kind of in their head for 4 books, like you are with Alana. You get to see her from the perspective of another character later on. which is really good fun. So that is today's little bit of literature chat. Other than that, I hope you had a great day, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know whether you want me to chat more about books, whether you want me to chat more about knitting, what your thoughts are, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.